Dear children, welcome to our next topic, auxins. Auxins in Greek to grow were the first plant hormones discovered. The term auxin was introduced by the scientists Kogi and Hagen Smith in 1930. Auxins are produced at the tip of stems and roots from where they migrate to the zone of elongation. Usually, these are the chemical substances which are produced in very minute quantities and they are migrated from the place where do they are produced to where it has to perform a particular function. Charles Darwin in 1880 observed unilateral growth and curvature of canary grass, that is Phalaris canariensis coleoptile. Charles Darwin in 1880 observed unilateral growth. Unilateral growth means the growth which occur in one side. Unilateral growth and curvature of canary grass. He came to the conclusion that some influence was transmitted from the tip of the coleoptile to the basal region. The coleoptile is the growing tip of the grass. He observed some changes and he concluded that there must be some influence that was transmitted from the tip of the coleoptile. This influence was later identified as auxin by Wendt. He conducted an experiment to prove that some influence has been transmitted. That is known as Wendt's experiment. Fritz Wormelt Wendt, 1903 to 1990, is a Dutch biologist. He demonstrated the existence and effect of auxins in plant. He did a series of experiments in Avena coleoptiles. Avena, that is a plant. In his first experiment, he removed the tips of Avena coleoptiles. The cut tips did not grow, indicating that the tips produce something essential for the growth. In his first experiment, he removed the topmost tip of the grass. Hence, the plant stops growing. In his second experiment, he placed the agar blocks on the decapitated coleoptile tips. The coleoptile tips did not show any response. So in his second experiment, he do the same. He removed the coleoptile tip and instead of that he placed the agar blocks which consist of nutrients for the growth, but the plant did not grow even after placing the agar blocks. In his next experiment, he placed the detached coleoptile tips on agar blocks. After an hour, he discarded the tips and placed this agar block on the decapitated coleoptile. It grew straight up, indicating that some chemical had diffused from the cut coleoptile tips into the agar block, which stimulated the growth. In his third experiment, he removed the cap and placed it on the agar blocks for 1 hour. After an hour, he removed the cut tip of the grass and he placed the agar block on the grass. So it started to grow. Then only he concluded, so there must be some chemical substances which has been transported from the cut tip of the coleoptile to the agar block. Then the agar block is placed on the coleoptile of the plant, which induces the plant to grow. From his experiments, Wendt concluded that a chemical diffusing from the tip of coleoptiles was responsible for growth and he named it as auxin, meaning to grow. Types of auxins. Auxins are classified into two types, namely natural auxins and synthetic auxins. The natural auxins, so these kind of auxins produced by the plants are called natural auxins. Example, IAA. IAA is the short form of indole 3 acetic acid. Then synthetic auxins, artificially synthesized auxins that have properties like auxins are called as synthetic auxins. These synthetic auxins carry out the similar function of the natural auxins, but they are artificially synthesized. That's why it is called as synthetic auxins. Example, 2,4-D, that is 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Then physiological effects of auxins. Auxins bring about a variety of physiological effects in different parts of the plant body. So auxins are very important chemical substances. First, They promote the elongation of stems and coleoptiles which makes them to grow. Auxin is responsible for growth. The growth of root tip and shoot tip is induced by the presence of auxins. Auxins are responsible for the elongation of cells in plants. Then auxins induce root formation at lower concentration and inhibit it at higher concentration. So based on the concentration, it carry out the both root formation and root inhibition. Then the auxins produced by the apical buds suppresses growth of lateral buds. This is called apical dominance. Usually auxins inducing the formation of apical buds. Due to the formation of the apical buds, these induce the suppression of the lateral buds. That means it controls or stop the formation of lateral buds. So this process is called as apical dominance. The growth will occur continuously only in the apical region. Then seedless fruits without fertilization are induced by external applications of auxins. Look at this picture. It is the picture of watermelon that does not consist of any seeds. By using the same methodology, grapes, limes are produced. This process is known as parthenocarpy. The fruits which are formed by this process are called as parthenocarpic fruits, that is seedless fruits. Then auxins prevent the formation of abscission layer. So this is the abscission zone where do the plant in a plant the leaf attached in its stem. Here it forms the abscission layer to remove the leaf or to detach the leaf from the stem. The auxins present in the plant controls the formation of abscission layer. Examples for auxins: phenyl acetic acid, that is shortly known as PAA, and indole 3 acetonitrile, that is shortly known as IAN. These are natural auxins. Indole 3 butyric acid, that is shortly known as IBA. Indole 3 propionic acid, alpha naphthalene acetic acid, NAA. 2,4,5-T, that is 2,4,5-trichlorophenoxyacetic acid. These are some of the synthetic auxins. Thank you.